For centuries, the world has been captivated by the legend of a captive princess. But what's the real story? Well, her real story is way more complex and honestly more powerful than any myth. So let's dive in. A famous poem paints this picture of the legendary Fragrant Concubine, a warrior who defied an emperor. But who was she really? Her story doesn't start with some mythical fragrance. It starts with a different name entirely. Her birth name was Mamure Aziz. She was born back in 1734 to a noble Uyghur family. And she was born into some seriously turbulent times. We're talking internal wars and the threat of invasion. Her upbringing was anything but ordinary. She wasn't just a scholar, she was also trained as a warrior. When her husband rose to power, she took a new name that was fit for a queen, Nur el-Nur Henem. After her husband was killed fighting the Qing, she didn't surrender. She rallied 400 soldiers to fight on. Then, in a wild battle, her helmet got knocked off. The enemy commander saw her and ordered her captured alive. When she met the emperor, she flat out refused to kneel. I mean, what an incredible act of defiance. The emperor was totally obsessed. He tried everything to win her over, trying to recreate her home for her. But you know what? She wasn't having any of it. Her loyalty to her people and her faith was absolute. So the emperor's mother got worried about her influence and had her poisoned while the emperor was away. But her death wasn't the end, not by a long shot. In fact, it was the start of new mysteries. So about that Fragrant Concubine name, it probably just came from the perfumes she wore or those trees. The biggest mystery, though, her final resting place. 2 different tombs, hundreds of miles apart, both claim her. One story says her followers carried her body over 3,000 miles, all the way back to her homeland. But then there's this other tomb found in the Qing Imperial Cemetery right near Beijing. Okay, but here's the catch. The evidence from that Beijing tomb just doesn't add up with her life story. Maybe the best way to understand her is through a poem she wrote herself while she was a prisoner. In this poem, you can really feel her inner world. She was ready to die before giving up her honor. It's interesting, over the years, her story has been completely reshaped to fit different political agendas. So in the end, her real tomb, it's in the hearts of the Uyghur people. From warrior queen to defiant captive, her real story is way more powerful than any legend could ever be.